I'm 79 years old, and my house is quiet in a way I never imagined. The silence isn't peaceful. It's the sound of choices I thought didn't matter, finally answering back. I'm sitting at the same kitchen table where my children once did their homework. The wood is scratched now. The chairs feel bigger than they used to. Most days, the only sound is the clock on the wall. Tick, tick, tick. Time has a voice when you're old, and it's not gentle. I used to believe love would always wait for me, that family would always understand. I was wrong. Let me tell you how that happened, before it happens to you. The past. When I thought I had forever, I wasn't always this quiet man. There was a time when the house was loud, too loud, I used to say. I got married young. Her name was Margaret. She had a laugh that filled rooms and a habit of humming while she cooked. We bought our first house in 1973. Small place, yellow siding, one bathroom for all of us. I remember thinking it was temporary. Just until I get ahead, I told her. We had 2 children. Daniel came first, then Emily, 3 years later. They were good kids, loud, messy, always asking questions, always pulling on my sleeve when I was tired. I worked long hours, accounting firm downtown, suit every day, tie too tight by noon. I told myself I was doing it for them. Every late night, every missed dinner, it all had a reason. I remember Daniel standing in the doorway once. He couldn't have been more than 7. He asked, "Dad, are you coming to my game?" I didn't look up from my briefcase. "Not this one, buddy. Next time." There was always a next time back then. Margaret would give me that look, not angry, just tired. "You don't get these years back," she said once quietly. I laughed. "Relax," I told her. "They'll be around forever." I believed that. The turning point, when I chose wrong without knowing it. The moment that matters most didn't feel dramatic. That's the cruel part. It was 1989. I'd been offered a promotion, more money, longer hours, more responsibility. Margaret sat across from me at this very table. The kids were asleep upstairs. She asked, "What will it cost?" I knew what she meant. I just didn't want to say it out loud. "It's temporary," I said again. That word followed me my whole life. I stopped going to games, stopped helping with homework, stopped noticing when Emily stopped asking me to read to her at night. When Daniel got into high school, he barely spoke to me. I told myself that was normal. Teenagers pull away, right? I was proud of myself, proud of the house we upgraded to, proud of the car in the driveway. People at work respected me. That felt good. One night, Margaret said, "I feel like a single parent." Her voice wasn't sharp. That hurt more than anger would have. I told her she was exaggerating. I told her she didn't understand the pressure I was under. She stopped arguing after that. I thought I'd won. What I really did was teach her not to bother. The consequences. When the house grew quiet, the years blurred together. Promotions, raises, plaques on office walls. Daniel left for college in 1998. He hugged his mother for a long time, gave me a quick pat on the back. Emily followed a few years later. By then, I didn't know how to talk to her. We smiled at each other like strangers. Margaret and I shared a house, not a life. We talked about groceries, about bills, never about us. She passed away when I was 68. Cancer, fast, cruel. At the funeral, my children stood together, comforting each other. I stood a step away. That was the first time I felt it, that invisible wall. After that, I expected things to change. I had time now, all the time in the world. I called Daniel more, left voicemails, short ones, polite ones. Emily sent birthday cards, signed with love, but no stories, no warmth. They had their own lives, their own children. I visited once, felt like a guest who stayed too long. The moment that broke me came on a Sunday. I realized I couldn't remember the sound of my grandchildren laughing. Not really. I sat in this kitchen and finally understood. Love doesn't disappear. It withers when you don't water it. I wasn't abandoned. I drifted away. One missed moment at a time. The wisdom. What I know now. At 79. At 79, your memories become louder than your present. They don't ask permission, they just arrive. I replay moments differently now. Daniel in that doorway. Emily waiting at the top of the stairs for a bedtime story I never came to tell. I thought providing was the same as loving. It's not. Children don't remember the size of the house. They remember who sat on the floor with them. I thought I was being strong. I was being absent. The world rewards distraction. Families don't. If I could sit across from my younger self, I wouldn't yell. I'd whisper. Because truth doesn't need volume. I'd tell him that one day the phone will stop ringing and the quiet will be unbearable. I'd tell him that success tastes different when you're alone, and regret has a very long shelf life. I still love my children. That never changed. But love isn't something you store away for later. Later isn't promised. I don't share this for sympathy. I share it because I don't want you sitting where I am, wondering where everyone went. If someone came to mind while you listened to me, don't ignore that feeling. Reach out. Today, not tomorrow. Time feels generous, until suddenly it isn't. I can't go back, but you still can. If this story stayed with you, stay with this channel. There's more truth to share while there's still time.